Yo, yo, RX back with another stream. This time it is Friday night, which means, well, nothing this week. But I guess it means we're talking about football because I am there to talk about it. There's no fights, and yeah, why not? Yeah, I thought of this idea. Funny enough, I was gonna do this whole off-season overview bullshit on Sunday after the Super Bowl, but but no fights. I'm like, yeah, fuck no, I'll just make it its own. I'll just make it its own stream. Goddamn, I was streaming for 2 days and I can't fucking talk anymore. Yeah, today we'll do the AFC, Sunday we'll do the NFC, tomorrow will just be a ramble stream, and yeah, not a lot to say there. I'm not expecting a lot of views on this because again, a May channel, so football's not a top thing I get to views, but I don't give a fuck. I want to do what I want to do. There's nothing to talk about in May right now until there is. Trust me, I would love to talk about MMA, but there's no fucking point. Strickland card's not till next week, and why am I talking about karate combat? So, yeah, we're gonna talk about some football tonight and Sunday, but Sunday we'll also talk about the card, and tomorrow we'll just talk about MMA. So, yeah, pretty simple. Again, you don't care about football, sorry, but I have nothing better to talk about, and I want to do this. So. Let's fucking do it. Let me get the screen share up. And if you're a fan of an NFC team, then Sunday will be for you. If you're an AFC guy, you'll enjoy this one. And I will talk about your team, better or worse. So let's do it. Get the screen share up. We good? I think we are good, and yeah, let me check my audio. Yep, we are good, and we can get into this shit. So, obviously, like I said, we'll do the AFC, we'll do the 16 teams in the AFC tonight, the 16 in the NFC on Sunday, and that should be fun. So, I'm excited. Why am I doing the AFC first? Because they're weaker. They're extremely weak, so why not? And yeah, I guess because we had that long debate on Tuesday night about AFC or NFC, so we already know the NFC's great. So let's talk about the AFC a few days after they lost the Super Bowl, and really look at where these teams are going next season. I would love to show the depth chart and the roster and free agency and da-da-da, but if I try and move anything while screen sharing, it will break and not work, so we just have to do it like this. Now you give a shit, and yeah, and I do have this open. We'll talk about this a tiny bit in a little bit, because there is a little bit of news added to this card, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. And unless someone says something about MMA in chat, we'll talk about that. But yeah, if y'all let me control and no one comments, then we're gonna go like this. So very basic. Yeah, let's get into it. We'll begin with the AFC East, since they just had the Super Bowl loser come out of their division. I guess it only makes sense to start with New England. What the fuck is their offseason overview? That they're still probably the best team in the AFC, if not second. Bare minimum, they're a top 2 team in the AFC going into next year, in my opinion. Yeah, obviously, unlike everyone else, you can't give up on Drake May, because the dude is good. He just shit the bed when it mattered. Your defense is really fucking good. Make sure you keep everyone there. Try and replace them with people who are as good. I don't think they have many key free agents. I think they have like 3 or 4 like decent name free agents off their team, but if they can resign them, perfect. Their biggest need is offense. Your running game's fine. Stevenson is okay. You just gotta really pray Henderson breaks out in year 2 and becomes the number 1. So you're fine there. Hunter Henry, I don't think he's good. He was your best receiver for like the last 2 months, so fine. You need a receiver. You need a fucking and an O-line, but whatever. You need a weapon first and foremost. Stephon Diggs is old and is not going to hold up any much longer if he's even going to play next year, because who knows how his court case goes. Keyshawn Boutte is on and off. Mac Hollins is probably going to go to a new team like he does every offseason. You need a fucking receiver. Who? I don't know. Do you go in free agency and try and get someone? Do you trade for someone? Do you try to go after T. Higgins or A.J. Brown? I think that would be kind of genius, but at the same time, all you're doing is getting a better Stephon Diggs with the same problems as Stephon Diggs of being an emotional asshole. So maybe don't get A.J. Brown. Do you just go in the draft and try and get someone? You're going to have the 29th pick, so your receiver options are going to be probably limited. I don't know what they're going to do. Like, man, you're going to keep Keyshawn Boutte unless he's a free agent. Mac's probably gone, and Diggs, who knows. You need a real receiver, and we'll see if they can get that. It sucks Chroming here because he will love to fucking talk about his favorite team, but or his AFC team. But yeah, outside of a receiver, New England is pretty fucking good going in next year. They're my pick to go back to the Super Bowl out the AFC. As of right now, I think they're still the best team in their division. I still think they are the best team in the AFC. I still think Drake May's really good. He just did not show it when it mattered. And the defense is great. Mike Vrabel's a great coach. You just need your O-line to play better. At least Will Campbell. If not, you need to get his replacement immediately. And you need receivers. You need weapons. So how they fix that, we're gonna find out. I'm very intrigued. They had a great season. Like I didn't even waste time talking about the season they actually had. Like I will for other teams. But what the fuck is there to say about New England? They had one of the most out of nowhere turnaround seasons of all time, having 8 wins over 2 years to going to the Super Bowl is fucking insane. So they got their quarterback, they got their defense. Christian Gonzalez is going to be one of the best corners in the league if he's not already, and you just need more offensive help. You need a receiver. You need an O-line, mainly a receiver. That's not a mid-30s Stephon Diggs and Mac Hollins, who, again, is probably a free agent, probably going to walk. And Keyshawn Boutte, who was never really that consistent. So, I don't know the free agent receivers. Do you go after Romeo Doubs, and by trade, do you go after Garrett Wilson? So, I don't know. Do you trade Stevenson and believe in Henderson? You could probably get something pretty good for their best receiver this year. For early in the year, yeah, but by the end of the year, not really. Hunter Henry was their best weapon for like the last 2 months. So I don't know how much you just heard of what I just said, but I wonder if you agree that the only thing New England really has to do is get an O-line and a receiving core. Everything else is good. Your defense is great. Drake May will hopefully. You can't give up on Drake May yet. Everyone else can, but the people that can't is Mike Vrabel in New England. Give him another year. Again, so you got to pray Henderson breaks out. You can keep Hunter Henry. Get a receiver and get an O-line, or at least tell Will Campbell how to play football. Outside of that, I think New England's still the best team in the AFC going into next season as of right now. This shitty thing for you, you're 29th pick, so you're not really going to get a good... I doubt there's going to be many good receivers there, so you kind of got to rely on getting one the old-fashioned way through a trade or free agency. And again, I don't know what your pick situation is, or again, do you trade Stevenson and believe in Henderson? Just try and get like a Garrett Wilson, a T. Higgins, and I want to go after A.J. Brown. But Romeo Doubs even would be more useful. Because again, Stephon, who knows how his court case is going to turn out, and he's getting in his mid-30s. Keyshawn Boutte's inconsistent, and fucking Mac Hollins is probably going to go to a new team like he does every season. So I'm intrigued at almost more yards than Boutte and Hollins combined. He should. Keyshawn Boutte's inconsistent. Mac Hollins is a funny guy. But again, a mid-30s Stephon Diggs should not be your number one weapon. And he didn't even show up. He played terrible in the playoffs. The whole offense did, but still, you need a high. You can keep Stephon if he's allowed to play next year, but he should be your number 2. Get a real receiver 1. If I was New England, I would put all my chips in to try and get T. Higgins. I think that'd save your fucking asses. And if you did do that, I'm instantly saying you're going to the Super Bowl again. He's like 31 for a receiver. That's not young. And he had a torn ACL not long ago. His attitude is pretty terrible. Like, again, you can keep him as a number 2, but you need a real number 1. And again, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson. Oh my God, if you got Garrett Wilson. But if you try and run it back with Stephon, Keyshawn Boutte, and I don't know if you sign some random, if you try and get fucking, I don't know, who's a random receiver? Fucking Jerry Jeudy or some bullshit. Romeo Dobbs. He would be as good. Like, you need a real receiver to have more yards this season. Well, fucking look who T. Higgins was playing with for most of the fucking year. And he was injured. So I put T. Higgins on that Patriots team. Y'all are giving Seattle a game, if not maybe winning. So T. Higgins is a top 10 receiver at his best if he's a number 1 on a team. He's a number 1 on most teams in the NFL. Or maybe go after, I'm seeing Commanders right there, go after Terry McLaurin. I don't trust him to play, but fucking George Pickens. Oh my God, if you could get George Pickens. So, and I'm just saying T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, George Pickens, any of those guys, if y'all can get him, bro, that would save your that would instantly make, if you're not already the Super Bowl favorites out the AFC, because you should be, that locks it in. So, the one thing Denver has over y'all is they have a better receiving core. T has only had 2 1,000-yard seasons, and his best was barely. Again, well, how many games has he actually got to play with Burrow per season? 5. So yeah, in fact, he's been playing with Jake Browning and Joe Flacco for like the last 3 years almost. He's played more games with backups than he has Joe Burrow. So give him Drake May. The dude's gonna be a top 10 receiver. Give Garrett Wilson. Get fucking George Pickens. Any of those guys are gonna be a top 10 receiver. And again, if you do keep Stephon as number 2, he would have a great season. But no one is scared of Stephon Diggs as number 1 because look at how Seattle just shut him down. Shut the whole offense down. So I don't know. I think New England needs a receiver. And I think and I'll say this for every team, what's their biggest need for New England? It's a receiver. Then the shitty part, you're not early in the draft unless you find a way to trade up. Unless there's a receiver you really like and they want to trade up to the top 15. Go ahead, but I don't think they want to take a rookie guy, and they'd rather get an experienced guy. So I'm intrigued. I hope New England gets a real receiver and doesn't just run it back with Keyshawn Boutte and Stephon Diggs. So we're going on and 6 touchdowns, which is basically what that old man Diggs did this year. But that was the season Burrow didn't. That was Super Bowl season, wasn't it? So. That's when Burrow probably played the most of his goddamn career. So, and again, you're not factoring in. He was a number 2 on that fucking team because Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase. Put him a number 1 on the team. He's gonna put up great numbers. So I think so. Maybe T. Higgins is overrated. We'll talk about the Bengals in a little bit. I think he's very fucking good, and I think if you guys trade for T. Higgins tomorrow, I'd lock you in to be a Super Bowl coming out the Super Bowl in the AFC. So. I think the rest of your team is great. Again, your defense is great. Christian Gonzalez might be the best cornerback in the league next year. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Your D-line's great. Your whole defense is great. Drake May's still good, hopefully. Travion Henderson needs to break out, and Hunter Henry's passable. Not really, but whatever. Get an O-line, and mainly get a receiver. New England's great. They're the favorites to come out the AFC, in my opinion. So, for whatever it's worth. T can't stay healthy either. He hasn't had a 1,000-yard season in 4 years. Whoa, you kind of contradicted yourself there. He can't stay healthy and he can't have 1,000 yards. You're not going to get 1,000 yards injured. So, yeah, it sucks that he's always injury prone. But, it happens. If you don't want T. Higgins, again, I named other guys. Garrett Wilson, you'd have to pay more. You would have to trade more to get him. But Jesus Christ, what the fuck's the problem with him? The one problem you wouldn't be able to get him because I don't think they're that stupid. But still, George Pickens. I know he got franchise tagged, but still, Terry McLaurin. Like there's other guys. Again, even Romeo Doubs, I'd be like a little more respected. DK Metcalf, if you want to get, I think Stefan's better. Who else could you try and get? Chris Godwin. Burrow played every game last year, and but T didn't play every game last year. I highly doubt so. When T Higgins is healthy, top 15 receiver. Yes, he's not healthy. But would I rather risk getting T Higgins and seeing what he could be and how good he is, or try and run it back with a 32-year-old Stephon Diggs and an inconsistent Keyshawn Boutte? I'll take my chances. You could easily trade a second and a third for T Higgins. I will do it. You don't need that much, or even if you might get him for a fucking third and a fourth. I doubt it, but you're telling me you wouldn't trade if the Bengals were down to give you T Higgins for a second and a fourth. You're not doing that. You'd be fucking insane. You would be literally insane. You or New England. I would do that, and again, if they want Stevenson because you believe in Henderson, I would do that. A fourth and Stevenson? Fuck yeah. So, but who knows? T production, with his injury history, you may get a fifth or sixth. Bengals will not give him away for that. Bengals are going to ask for bare minimum a third, unless you. I think because they don't want to break up the big three, but if they have to, which they probably do eventually, yeah, they'd be fucking happy to get like a third, fourth. You're not gonna. If you could fleece them with a fifth and get T Higgins, that'd be the biggest fleece job of the offseason, but I don't see it. So again, if you don't want T Higgins, Garrett Wilson, George Pickens, Terry McLaurin, that's just guys I'm looking at right now. Romeo Doubs. So, or unless they're the really good receiver they believe in the draft, which at their position I fucking doubt. We'll do it because of what I just said, stats and being available. They might get a fourth if they're really generous. Like, I don't think they would get the third or second. But if New England if I was New England, I got offered, I'll give you T Higgins for a second and a fourth. I would do it. I'll do it right fucking now. So I'll throw in Will Campbell. So I don't know. Well, yeah, I think I've talked about New England for 20 goddamn minutes, but yeah, long and short, their offseason has come down to getting offensive help for Drake and hoping Drake is still good. Their main four things going into the offseason are hope Drake can get back to where he was, hope Travion Henderson breaks out because Stevenson is good, but it's kind of time to move on, get an O-line who can block, and get a receiver. Do those four things, or fucking if two of those things happen, I still say you go to the Super Bowl easily. So we'll see. I don't know. I truly don't know. But that's my opinion. I think New England is still the odds-on favorite in the AFC because I just think they have the best team. I think, well, not even because they're the team I can trust. Hey, Chrome, I'll use your own logic against you. They've done it before. They know how to win. They know how to get to the dance and show up in the playoffs. Drake May doesn't yet, but now with Drake having that experience, you never know. New England, great season, A+ goddamn season. Off season, get a few offensive things and be fine. He had his Blake Bortles 1 year wonder year. Fuck it, his season was levels better than Blake Bortles. And their defense was not as good as Saxonville. So, is Christian Gonzalez as good as prime Jalen Ramsey? Not far off. I don't know. I'm not gonna believe in that idea of Drake May's not good. I think it's his second year in the league. He's 22 or whatever, already in the Super Bowl, second MVP, which Blake Bortles was not. I think he'll bounce back. If not, New England is screwed. If he is a Mac Jones where he had one good year and shit to bed after that, oof, y'all are fucked. If Drake May doesn't come back to Drake May for him, yeah, y'all are going into a fucking rebuild, which is a shame. But this whole team relies on Drake May showing back up as Drake May next year, and we'll see if they can do that. So Mike Vrabel's still a good coach. Your defense should stay phenomenal. Just all fix the offense, get better, and go from there. So Blake threw for 4,500, but he still wasn't in the MVP conversation. At least I fucking don't remember it. He definitely was number 2. And let's be honest, Drake May had the award until like the last half of the season where he played like dick. So what can you say? But yeah, great season for New England. 8+, fixed the offense, and yeah, I think I talked about them for like 20 goddamn minutes. So I'll move on. Not gonna talk as much about a lot of these other teams. Let's get to your biggest rivals or your biggest threat. We'll go to the Buffalo Bills. What is there to really say about Buffalo? They had a normal season. They got to the playoffs and lost. Not even to KC this time. Josh Allen is still debatably the best quarterback in the league, but they can never win the big one. They've had the same curse for 40 years. They lost, 3-4 Super Bowls in a row? And now they have the arguable best quarterback in the league and can't do a goddamn thing with him. So, firing Sean McDermott, good. Getting Joe Brady, elevating Joe Brady. James Cook is great. He had a breakout year. Donkey Cade's never going to have a breakout year. Brandon Cooks was your best receiver for most of the later half of the season. Keon Coleman's one of the worst busts in NFL history. Your defense is I don't know. I think Matt Milano's getting older. Tre'Davious White is old. Ed Oliver's good. But how much longer can you do the same show with song and dance? That shows how bad this year was. Blake had better stats than May and wasn't even in top 10 of MVP voting. And, well, yeah, I will say the NFL did probably a lot more quarterbacks probably did play better in that year than they do now. So what did that tell you? But speaking of quarterbacks much better than Blake Bortles, Josh Allen. Yeah, what can you really say about Buffalo? They had a C- season because it's the same shit they do every year. And what the fuck do they need? Everything to not choke, and when it matters, get a real receiver. Brandon Cooks should not be your best receiver in 2026. Like, they need to go. If I don't know what their cap space is like. I doubt they got a lot of it. If they could trade and get like an AJ Brown or something like that, that'd be great. But I fucking doubt it. They shouldn't even waste time trying to draft receivers because it doesn't work. Kincaid and Keon Coleman have not been great. So what the fuck are they meant to do? Who are they going to sign for agency? I don't know who the free agents are. Actually, I wonder if I can bring that up real quick. Let me do that. Let me bring up the free agents real quick. I don't know why I didn't do this before, but whatever. One second. Cool. Okay, so now I got the free agent. I don't know why I didn't do this before, but now, see, we'll be more prepared for the NFC. So I guess it goes for New England as well. Who could they sign at receiver? Good goddamn question. And these are all the unrestricted free agents, so they could sign anywhere they want. Mike Evans ain't going anywhere. Christian Kirk sucks. Deebo Samuel's old. Like, Buffalo's kind of just fucked in this regard. Like, what, Tutu fucking Atwell? So they're kind of just screwed in this regard of, like, Hollywood Brown in 2026. They just really have no receivers that are... And so they suck at drafting. There's really, Rashica, he'd be good, but he's not number one. DeAndre Hopkins is still alright, but he's not number one. So free agency's kind of weak, and your receiving core already fucking... You're not... Unless you trade for someone. So... I don't know. I feel really bad for Josh Allen here, because I don't... he is a complete choker. It's like, what the fuck is he gonna do here with... Who are they gonna bring in? I don't know. I truly don't fucking know. So I didn't even bring this up with New England because I don't think they're gonna sign anyone. If they get anyone, it's gonna be a goddamn trade, in my opinion. With Buffalo, it might be the same fucking case. So I don't know. Unless they got Mike Evans, but even then, is Mike Evans really worth what you would pay him? Is he really number one still at his age? So I don't know. I really don't know there. I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see how Buffalo tries to save their own asses and tries to keep Josh Allen happy, because I don't fucking know. Josh Allen and James Cook are great. What the fuck else is great around them? A tight end who's okay at best at times. A receiving core where Brandon Cooks was the lead guy. A defense who is kind of getting older. And, like, again, that Oliver is good, but the fuck else do you got? Yeah, you think Buffalo should be Super Bowl favorites again, but I never thought they were this year. I've taken them out of Super Bowl contention years ago. They're not gonna do it anymore. They fucking have had every chance in a book. They always lose. So unless they magically fix their offense and unless they magically get AJ Brown or George Pickens, which they're not, I don't know what I can really say. So it's truly that simple. They don't have a great pick. I think they're in like the mid-20s or early 20s of the first round. And again, they suck at drafting, so they're kind of fucked. Again, C- season overall for doing the same shit they always do. In the offseason, what do they need? Everything outside of Josh Allen and James Cook. And to get those two some help. Joe Brady, is that a great hire? Not really, from what everyone says. You're just replaced McDermott with McDermott, and you fucking elevated your shitty owner or whatever, or GM. I have no faith in Buffalo. It's that simple. So, I wish I did, because Josh Allen is probably debatably still the best quarterback in the NFL. But is he gonna win anything? That's have an MVP? No. I think they'll be number 2 in their division again, maybe in the wild card again, probably lose again. That simple. And then we move to the middle of that division, to the team that is not the worst and not the best, the Miami Dolphins. What am I meant to say about Miami here outside they fucking suck? So they need a quarterback. They need everything. So where do we begin? Their season was fucking terrible. They started off terrible. They ended the year by beating some shitty teams, which kind of just hurt their draft stock. And now they are like the 13th, 12th pick or some shit. And they need everything. Outside of Divine Archain and Jalen Waddle, what the fuck do they have? Tua's gone. Quinn Ewers does not look good at all. They have Tyreek Hill's gone. You're probably going to trade him to KC any day now. You don't have another receiver outside of that, from what I remember. That Ollie's Gordon dude didn't do shit. You got no defense. So, I'm trying to even think of one defensive player on the Miami Dolphins. I can't think of them. So, what the fuck can you say about Miami here? They are going to suck again unless they magically become great. You're gonna probably get nothing for Tua because he's such a fucking joke at this point. Like, what the fuck are you gonna get for him? A fifth? A fucking fifth? Who, and what are you gonna believe in Quinn Ewers? Who are you gonna get as a backup? What are you gonna sign, one of Jacoby Brissett or some shit? It's gonna be another throwaway season for Miami. I don't know what they're going to do with the pick that they have in the first round. Again, I think they're like in the teens. They might be like end of the top 10. I don't think so. I think they're like 11th or some bullshit like that. And what are they going to do? Because they need everything. You need defense. You need a receiver 2. You need a quarterback. You need fucking O-line. They are going to suck again. They're lucky the Jets are in their division, or they would be the laughing stock of the division. And they still kind of are. People keep saying it, and it really should be talked about. When was the last time Miami was actually good? 30 years ago? Like, they've sucked throughout the 2010s. They've sucked at the beginning of the 2020s. What, 1 or 2 years where Tua, Waddle, and Tyreek played okay, but then choked in the snow? They can't play in the cold. Like, McDaniel's gone now. Are they the ones that hired that random Packers guy? So, that should go fucking fantastically. And, yeah, I have no faith in Miami to do shit. Because Miami, again, who are you going to fucking get at quarterback? I don't know. What would I rate their fucking season overall? A D. Because you got a couple wins late in the season and you're not the Jets. Outside of that, what the fuck can I say? Outside of Ryan Archie and Jalen Waddle, everyone sucks, and you need every position. You got a new coach who hopefully is better than Mike McDonald or McDaniel, and yeah, Miami is gonna be the third best team in this division again next year. What else can I say? Maybe they'll get good eventually. Maybe in a perfect world, Quinn Ewers is actually good, but I don't think we need to lie to ourselves in that fucking regard. What quarterbacks are available in free agency? Daniel Jones, fucking Russell Wilson. Like, there ain't shit. Marcus Mariota might be your best fucking bet. Malik Willis, maybe. I heard Cleveland and Miami are the two teams looking at Malik the most, so maybe. Sure, I guess. Do that. Sure. That would be an upgrade. If they got Malik Willis, Miami would be a little bit better, but are they gonna get Malik? Who fucking knows? Even if they got Malik, Archie, and Waddle, that's good for 6-7 wins on the season. Your defense still stinks. Yeah, that's Miami for you. What else can I really say? And then the bottom feeder of the NFL, let alone in this division, the team who has not made the playoffs for the longest time since 2010. We have somehow the more pathetic team in New York, which is somehow fucking embarrassing when this idiot is living in the same house as you. We have the Jets, the New York Jets. Do I need to say anything about the Jets? They're gonna suck again for the 17th year in a row. They're fucking garbage. F is what I would rate their season. Aaron Glenn should have been fired. Justin Fields was a flop. Breece Hall should have been traded already. Garrett Wilson, free that man to a real team. At least you freed Quinn Williams and Sauce Gardner. Good job getting those picks from the Colts, but what the fuck are they going to lead to? You're going to still suck. Just like Miami, you need everything. Again, Breece Hall, you should have already traded. Hopefully you do in the offseason. Hopefully you trade Garrett Wilson as well. You're not going to get a quarterback in the draft unless you really reach for one at number 2. That Dante Moore kid saying no. We can all pretend, but we all know why that guy said no to the draft, because he didn't want to be a fucking Jet. The rumor is you're looking at Derek Carr, which, holy fuck, what? What is there to say? They are fucking terrible. They are the worst team in the NFL, respect-wise. I think they're Titans are better than them, and they are going to probably win 2 to 3 games again next year, and even that would be a fucking surprise. I'm amazed they've not ever won 0-16. They've been bad enough. So, They even though they do have two good players in Brees and Garrett, who should be traded and saved. Outside of that, who the fuck is there? You don't have a quarterback. You don't got a tight end. You don't got an O-line. You don't got a defense anymore. Like, Aaron Glenn should be fired. What the fuck else can you say? So, in the draft, they got the number 2 pick. Who knows what they do with that? Free agency. Who's going to sign to the goddamn Jets? So they're probably going to be trying to sign a quarterback in free agency. Daniel Jones could be alright, depending on when he could heal up and play. But if you're just going to go into a tank here and do the stupid Derek Carr bullshit, then fine, do that. Throw your fucking season away again. Now, you could get someone halfway competent, but you're the Jets. So they're going to suck again like always, and that's about the long and short of it. So, yeah, and the day the Jets are good, I don't know who's going to be good first, the Jets or the Wizards, and I actually believe it might be the Wizards at this point. The Jets are fucking horrific. They're going to suck again. Give them an F for their season and the offseason. They're trade Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and just fucking go 0-16 and get the number 1 pick next year. Take Archie Manning and goddamn pray. So, yeah, the clear number 2 pick in the draft said no to going to the Jets because it's the Jets. You could add Dante Moore, whatever his name is. He said no. That's sad. That's the Jets. They're going to be right here again when we talk about them again this time in 365 days. We're going to be saying the exact same thing. They sucked again. Who are they taking in the draft in the top 3? That's simple. The day they're good is the day the NFL fucking burns. That's simple. And yeah, there we go. That's the AFC East. Yeah, New England should win. Buffalo should be number 2. Miami 3. Jets 4. Yeah, New England still my pick to go to Super Bowl again. Miami's going to be pretty shit. Buffalo should be fine, but choke in the playoffs. Jets are going to be the Jets. Yeah, not very much to say. They're probably still the best division in the AFC, which should say a lot. And, yeah, I'm going to just say that. And then we get to my division, my team's division. Oh boy, this is a crapshoot if I've ever seen one. Where on earth do we begin here? Fuck it, we began with Chrome's team, because they're actually good. We're going to begin with my team in the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns. What do we say about Cleveland? That they're going to Cleveland it up again, pretty much. I would rate our regular season this year D+, mainly because of Myles Garrett. Outside of that, everything sucked. Stefanski's finally gone. That's fucking phenomenal. Don't love the Todd Monken hire. Don't love Jim Schwartz leaving, but yeah. Happy we got Shadur. Hopefully he can play. He is a Pro Bowler. Excited to see him as the full-time starter. Hopefully Judkins can heal up. We still got Dylan Sampson. Please, God, get a fucking receiver. Please, for the love of everything goddamn holy, I never want to see Jerry Jeudy or Cedric Tillman on our field again. Please, either trade for a top guy or draft. Everyone keeps trying to make us draft no lineman at 6. Take the best receiver available. You shouldn't have to if you took Travis Hunter last year, but you're also fucking stupid. If you don't take a goddamn receiver at 6, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Take that is it Jalen Tyson? I don't know, Chrome can tell me if he's there. Whatever the fucking Tyson guy is, take him at 6 if he's there. Fucking get a receiver. So, our defense is great. There's no worries there. You need, just like New England, just to a bigger extent, you need receivers and an O-line. And the O-line can wait. Get a fucking receiver. Get rid of Jerry Jeudy. He's awful. Cedric Tillman's never going to become anything worth a damn. Isaiah Bond, no one even knows who that is. David Njoku's gone. Hallelujah. Harold Fannin is our number 1. He's fucking phenomenal. Get a fucking receiver. Get Garrett Wilson by trade. Get that Tyson kid in the draft. I don't fucking know. Just get. I want a receiving core to be different. I don't want to see Jerry Jeudy or Cedric Tillman ever again. Are we going to be good next year even if they did do that? No. I think our ceiling would be like 7 wins if we did get a legitimate receiving core. But who knows? And again, I don't trust Todd Monken. I don't think that's a good hire, but better than Kevin Stefanski. Yeah, we've got to be hopeful. No, I'm not. I know we're going to suck again. But if we can get better, if Shedeur can show flashes of being a legit starter, if Judkins can come back, if Fannin stays great, we get real receivers in our defense. I'm happy. Yeah, I give our season a D+. We had 2 DPOY winners, a rookie and normal DPOY, which I'm happy about. Our defense is great. Myles Garrett's great. Schlesinger, etc. And we still should have Travis Hunter right now, but we're stupid. And yeah, so get a receiver, get in a line, and go from there. Again, take that Jalen Tyson kid in the draft. And yeah, we're still going to suck, but it will get better. Wishful thinking. Could have just kept Baker at the end of the day. And no, Deshaun's never playing again. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Excuse me. To go from one side of Ohio to the other, we can move to the Bengals next. Cincinnati. The team who, on paper, should be the best team in this division in execution is not. Yeah, their season, I'd give them a fucking F because you did the same shit you've done for 5 years now. You keep letting Joe Burrow get murdered. It's not difficult to get a halfway competent goddamn O-line. Like, did you not see Andrew Luck? You fucking nimwits. Don't let Joe Burrow die. He's the top 5 quarterback. He led you to the fucking Super Bowl. Why do you not help him? I don't fucking get it. You've got Jamar Chase, who at times can be the best receiver in the league. You got T. Higgins, who we just talked about. If he stays, he's the top 15 guy when he plays. Then we get the other side of the ball, where we don't even talk about your defense because you don't even have one. Trey Hendrickson is gone. He's an unrestricted, and he's been assigned to a new team like that. And outside of that, you don't have anyone on defense, so yeah, you're fucked. But yeah, good luck. Have fun with that. Yeah, what can I really say? We already know they're not going to make any big signings, and they're going to do what they keep doing. They're going to have Burrow, Chase, and Higgins around nothing. Chase Brown is a perfectly whatever running back, and when Joe Burrow gets injured again early next season, and you win 6-7 games and miss the playoffs, when on paper you should be in Super Bowls or at least in AFC championships because Joe Burrow is phenomenal. Blame yourself. What can I say? What can I fucking say? Yeah, it's truly that simple. So, what more can I really say there? Bengals are, again, they get an F for their season and the off-season. Is there even a point to talking about what the fuck they're going to do? Nothing. They're going to have Burrow chasing Higgins around nothing again. Then they're going to keep doing the same cycle until they literally kill Joe Burrow. So, yeah, how Zach Taylor still have a job, I will never know. And what else is there to say? Bengals gonna Bengal. The fucking Bengals. Then we move to the other team in this division who should be better, but isn't. The Baltimore Ravens. The Bills of this division. Pretty much everything I said about the Bills stands here. I mean, what's the point? We already know they're going to do the same shit they do every year. Their regular season, or for their season this year, same as always, C-. Just like Buffalo, you did the same thing. You have talent that should get you farther. You should have won or played in a Super Bowl by now. You don't. You didn't even have to play KC. You didn't even make the playoffs. And yeah, you're going to do the same song and dance as you do every year. Just like Buffalo, you did fire your coach. Okay, cool. Harbaugh, long overdue. You hired... I don't even remember who the fuck they hired at this point. But, We'll see if he does anything, but we already know Baltimore's never going to go all the way. Lamar is going to get injured, and who knows how good he plays at times. Derrick Henry's getting older. He's still great, but he will age eventually, I believe. Your receiving core is still pretty weak. Zay Flowers is still debatably not a number one. Shark Bateman is not good. DeAndre Hopkins was he on the Ravens last year? Or I know he was. He has been, but I don't know if that was where he was last year because they're so fucking forgettable. Where's D Hop? I think he was a Raven last year. He is gone in free agency. So, great. Your defense is actually not terrible, which is funny. So, you do got that over Buffalo. Your defense is actually pretty solid. But overall, why even have faith when we know you're gonna get injured all season and you're gonna lose either in week 18 or in the playoffs? That's simple. Tyler Loop should not have a job anymore. Lamar and Henry only have so much time left, and yeah, what else is there to say? You really don't have a receiver. Mark Andrews is not good. He's never going to show up when it matters, and yeah, you got an alright defense, and again, Lamar and Henry at their best are great, but for how much longer? The Ravens are just like the Bills. What's the point? We know they're going to do the same shit they do every year. Yeah, well, why even waste time? And then speaking, and maybe the definition of doing the same shit you do every year, the team that has done the same shit for 15 years now, but it does seem like shit is changing, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The last team in this division, and they are the worst team in the division. So it's when we talked about them last. Yeah, they are gonna suck, like they always do. But yeah, don't have that Tomlin bullshit to lead them anywhere anymore. For their season, I'm giving it an F. I don't give a fuck. They did the same shit they've done for 15 years. You get an F for that bullshit. Great. And then for their off season, they got Mike McCarthy. That's an F in its own right. That dude's a fucking idiot. Aaron Rodgers is going to be back, which is not a good thing. Your running game is pretty piss poor. Jalen Warren and fucking Kenny Gainwell are not number ones. DK Metcalf is not that good. Pat Freiermuth is the only weapon on your team actually worth anything, and he's not even that great. TJ Watt doesn't play. Your defense is pretty overrated and just full of old dudes. And you should be the worst team in the division, and we'll see if you finally do achieve that. Yeah, Pitt sucks. I don't know what to say. Steelers have been shitty for years, and I'm not. But they made the playoffs. That doesn't matter. They fell ass backwards into an easy schedule and an easy playoff loss. Good job. Yeah, they suck. I don't care. And they ain't gonna do shit this year, just like they haven't done shit for 15 years. That's what meaning was wild card loss. So, Rodgers and McCarthy in 2026 to 2027. What could go wrong? They're gonna suck. Simple as that. So, with that out the way, what do I think's gonna happen with this division? Probably Baltimore, I would imagine. Cincinnati's gonna get Burrow killed. We're gonna suck again. Pitt's gonna be shitty. I'll say the division's gonna be. I'll say Baltimore wins it. These two will be in the middle, and Pitt will be last. We'll see, though. We'll see. And yeah, it's not like anyone in this division's gonna do anything anyway. There's two teams who, on paper, should. We know they never will. And what is there else to say? It's the NFC North. It gets all this hype, even though, let's be honest, it's not that good, even though it should be. It's just not, so not very much else to say there. Oh boy, then we get to the division that's not even... Nah, did I talk about the AFC South last? Yeah, they kind of suck. I'd rather talk about the AFC West next. Well, nah, I'll stay in order, fucking AFC South. Oh boy. The most forgettable division in maybe the whole NFL. Oh, what is there to fucking say here? I'll begin with Houston. I think they're the best of the four. Houston Texans. I'll give their season this year a C plus. They got to playoffs. I think they're the best team in their division. Their defense is phenomenal. D'Amico Ryans is a great coach. It's just like we all predicted before the season started. They had no offense. It's like trading your whole fucking receiving, having no receivers and no O-line is not going to work. Huh. Obviously, the main headline of Houston is what the fuck is going to happen with C.J. Stroud? Is he going to be in the league next year? Yeah, I don't think so. They hopefully get a quarterback, at least a decent backup to test Stroud. I think Jacoby Brissett would be a perfect signing over there. I would imagine he's probably a free agent. So I think Jacoby Brissett would be a very good addition over there. Um, but I don't know if he's a fine free agent or not. If not, Marcus Mariota would be fine as well. So get a nice veteran backup or get a legit fucking quarterback if you really don't trust Stroud, which I don't fucking know why you would trust Stroud after those playoffs. So that's an issue. You have no running game. Nick Chubb is done, and Woody Marks is not that good. Nico Collins is decent, but he has a ceiling. No one knows where the fuck Tank Dell and Joe Mixon went. Christian Kirk sucks. So I don't know what to really say. Your defense is kind of like the Browns to an extent. I think our offense is better. Your defense is going to be great. Your offense is going to be hopefully better, but you need a lot. You need a running back. You need another legit receiver. You need a tight end. You need a quarterback. So we'll see if they get any of those fucking things. And again, I think Jacoby Brissett would be an amazing signing for Houston. So we're getting that Davis Mills dude actually played pretty fucking solid. So I think he went undefeated when he played. So fucking maybe don't need a quarterback. Either way, we'll see what happens with Houston. Still think on paper they're the best team here, but they just need a real offense. And I think they could actually be a top team in the AFC. But can they ever get that offense? They don't have a running back. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have anything outside of Nico Collins to pass to. Can they fix that and get better? Hopefully, if they do. And then we'll move down to the other team who didn't make the playoffs from this division, but let's be honest, they're not that fucking good. We have Duval, Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll give their season a C. They played fine. Trevor Lawrence played some of the best football he's ever has, but still wasn't enough to let you do anything. Still don't believe in Trevor Lawrence. I still don't think he's that fucking good, even with as much hope. Give Burrow the amount of hope this fucker has. Jesus Christ. He's not great. Travis Etienne's okay. They're going to get Travis Hunter back, which is good. Jacoby Myers is really good. Trade Brian Thomas. Just cut Brian Thomas Jr. You don't got a tight end for. I know that Boston Strange or Brendan Strange guy is kind of decent, so you're good there. O-line, yeah. Defense is, I think, a defense, not really a great one. Yeah, I think they'll be mid again next year. I could see them having 7-8 wins again. Nothing special. Lawrence will play up and down. Hunter and Jacoby should be good. Brian Thomas is garbage. Yeah, it's Duval. Liam Cohen's a great coach, but what the fuck can he really do? Yeah. They got a great coach, and again, Jacoby and Travis Hunter are really good. Aside of that, I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. I don't think Travis Etienne's that great. Their defense is whatever, and Brian Thomas fell off a goddamn cliff. What did there really say? So, yeah, I don't expect much from them outside of 7-8 wins. And, yeah, I can't really say anything they need to fix, so, yeah. The Bucks fuck up again. Fucking, I will take Baker back, goddamn. Don't send him to poor-ass Jacksonville. Fuck. Yeah, I already talked about the AFC North, so you can bet I was pretty nice about everything there. Yeah, don't think much of Duval, and nah. Then we got the team who was the hottest through the first 7 weeks of the season, and then everything went wrong. The Colts ain't going back to Cleveland. He hates that place now. We didn't. Yeah, we did fuck him over. Hey, we got Shadur. He's a Pro Bowler. And we're going to get a real receiver. We're going to take that Jalen Tyson kid, or the fuck his name is, at number 6. And Cleveland's going to be great. No, we're not, but I can dream. The team that couldn't even have dreamed of how good their season went for the first half of it. The Indy Colts. I gotta give the Colts a fucking A- for their season. To have that first half of the season where you look like a top team in the league, that was awesome. That was goddamn awesome. Daniel Jones looked great. Jonathan Taylor was an MVP candidate. Everything was great. And then everything went wrong. Jones got injured. Team started sucking. Philip Rivers played. Yeah, still giving you an A- because it was better than anyone thought you would do. But yeah, everything went wrong. So what are they? So what are the Colts this offseason looking like? Getting a quarterback. Last year, Cleveland was better than Shadur, and he didn't make a Pro. Shadur was just better. Now that's simple. Put the watch up. What time is it? Fuck. Baker had more help than Shadur ever had. What the fuck? Jerry Jeudy and Tarek Tillman. Come on. The Colts, a team that needs a lot of help. What the fuck are they going to be doing? Hopefully they're going to need a quarterback unless they re-sign Daniel Jones. Time to lose for Indy. Yeah, Indy's probably going to go back to being pretty ass. They need a quarterback. Daniel Jones is a free agent. We'll see if they can get him back. I know Chrome's scared to see Mike Evans on this list, but he's apparently unrestricted free agent. Maybe he leaves. But yeah, Indy, Daniel Jones is a free agent, but who knows how he's gonna bounce back. Anthony Richardson's gone. Philip Rivers is retired. They don't have a great pick, and there are no quarterbacks in the draft, so I don't even think they have their first round pick because of the Jets trade. So they're fucked there. So they gotta see what they can get. Maybe they trade for Tua or Kyler Murray? I could see it. I would be down to see them get Kyler Murray. I think that's a downgrade from Daniel Jones. It's something unless you believe in the Malik Willis idea. So I'll say again, or you believe Daniel Jones can come back to his form, which I doubt. So Indy's kind of in a shitty spot there at quarterback. You still got Jonathan Taylor, who's fucking phenomenal, so no worries there. Receiving core, it's okay. They should be better. Michael Pittman can play good at times. Josh Downs is okay at times. Tyler Warren was one of the best draft picks of the fucking draft. That dude's gonna be a top tight end for years. Your defense, hopefully Sauce Gardner can get back to his rookie form. You got an okay defense, but you just need to get your offense back on track. Who are you going to have at quarterback? Again, who knows? Do you go Daniel Jones again? Do you get, again, Malik Willis, Tua, Kyler? Who knows? Let's see. I would actually, Chrome, you brought up, I think Baker on Indy would be pretty good. I think I would be down to see that. Jonathan Taylor, Baker, Pittman, Downs, Warren. That could actually be really fucking solid, but obviously we'll talk about Tampa Sunday. They're not trading Baker. But, yeah, Indy could get good, but more than likely they're going to fall back to being mid. I see like a 5 to 6 win season from the Colts. Unless they just fall into a great quarterback, which I doubt from the options that I think they have. They're probably going to be like 5 to 6 wins, maybe 7 if they're lucky, miss the playoffs. And we'll see. Maybe Malik Willis or something like that can save them. Everything else on the team is pretty solid, but they just don't got a quarterback. So we'll see if they can fix that. And we'll see. Indeed, the most surprising team of them in New England. or two most surprising teams of the last season, and see if they can bounce back. And then for the one team in this division that's hot garbage, and maybe the only team in a real debate for being worse than the fucking Jets, we have the Tennessee Titans, the forgotten clown show of the NFL. Yeah, they get an F for their season because they were fucking putrid. I think, 2 wins and a top pick again in the draft. Yeah, they still suck. Cam Ward's garbage. They got no running backs. They got no receivers. They got no defense. They got no coach. Oh my bad, they got Robert Salad and Brian Daboll. Ooh, I'm so scared. Yeah, they're gonna suck again. 3-4 wins will be a good season for them. Cam Ward's a bust. Not really much else to say. So, how would I rank this division? Probably the same as it went last year. I think Houston will win it. Jacksonville will be number 2. Indy will be number 3. And Tennessee will be basement. Indy could surprise again and be decent with the right quarterback, but I don't see it. And, yeah, probably going to be the same as always. Houston and Jacksonville will be decent. Indy will be mid. And Tennessee will be Tennessee. Yeah, not really much else to say there. And then we get to the final division of the night, and we'll do the NFC next on Sunday. The division that has many championships over the last 10 years, mainly with KC, but Denver did get one in 2015. We have the AFC West to close us off tonight. Maybe the division that's not really that interesting, to be honest, in my opinion. We gotta begin with KC, right? They are KC. Yeah, what the fuck can happen with KC next year? When is Mahomes gonna play? If he should even play? If not, he probably should just rest and not risk anything. But we know that ain't gonna happen. Kelsey ain't retiring, so one more year of Kelsey being shitty. They have no running back, so that's their biggest need. Andy Reid maybe should retire. We're gonna find out. Receiving core, Rice and Worthy are not that great. They're not number 1 guys. Their defense is fine. Trent McDuffie's one of the best. Chris Jones getting older though. Still having a very okay defense, but Mahomes is coming back off injury. Kelsey's washed and shitty. No running back. Rice and Worthy are not great. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be pretty shit again this year unless they make a shocking move and get some weapons. Again, their biggest need is running back, and with that, I think they got number 8 or 9 in the draft. They should take the best running back available, and whoever that would be. Yeah, no, if you want to enlighten me, but outside of that, you should get a receiver, but again, there's no good ones in free agency, and no one's gonna trade their good receivers to the fucking Chiefs. You're gonna get Tyreek Hill, we already know that, but fuck, why? He's washed and not that good anymore. I don't see KC doing much next year. I think it'll be I think it's a rebuild season for them. A season where a lot of things kind of change for them. I think reality's gonna really hit them that, oh yeah, this core has gotten older. They're not as good as they were outside of Mahomes, who was still great, but you give them nothing to goddamn work with. And, yeah, should be Andy Reid's and Travis Kelsey's last season going into this. Obviously, I'm going to grade their season a goddamn F. You went to the Super Bowl for 3 years, and then you're number 8 in the draft. So, I'm not upset about it. They deserve it, but it's not great. And, yeah, we'll see what they do. Get a running back, get some real receivers, and maybe you could be really good again. Hope Mahomes can come back from injury, but you're probably again shouldn't play him until he's 100%. But we'll see. Kelsey's gonna be shitty again. Defense is still all right. I think your ceiling's a wild card team. Floor is where you are right now. And, yeah, we'll see what happens with Casey. Yeah, get a running back. That's the main thing I can tell you. Tired of that. Not much to say. Then we have a team who'll probably win the division again next year, even though they're kind of overrated, but it's what it is. We have the Denver Broncos. Yeah, Denver will probably be fine again next year. They'll probably win the division, but I still don't think they're that great. I don't think much of Bo Nix. Their running game is okay, nothing amazing. Corn Sutton's pretty good. Their defense is great, obviously, but yeah, I just don't think they're that phenomenal at all. I think they will come back down to earth a bit and won't be like the number one seed. I think they'll probably be like the third seed. They'll again probably will win the division. But yeah, I just don't think much of them. I don't think Bo Nix is anything special. I think I'd take Trevor Lawrence over him pretty soundly. Good thing for Denver, they're one of the few teams where it's like, do you really need anything? Like, Bo Nix will heal up. Your running back, hopefully RJ Harvey can break out. Maybe get a better number 2 receiver, like DeAndre Hopkins would be pretty good to get. Or someone named Deebo Samuel. Because I don't think fucking Marvin Mims is a number 2, but what do I know? Sutton's good. You don't got a tight end, but whatever. And, I'm trying to remember who the fuck their tight end even is. Adam Troutman or some shit. Your defense is going to stay great. Should just stay the same, if not get a hair better. And probably win the division again next year and probably not do shit else outside of that. So, yeah, I think you're overrated, but you're still probably the best team in this division, which that does not say much about you more than the other teams. And, yeah, pretty simple. And then we have the other 2 teams in this division. We'll begin with the team who will be the kings of the draft when it happens, the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, the Las Vegas Raiders. So, let's see how good Mendoza is. That's really the story of the Raiders next year. Obviously, actually, I'll give their season a D+, because at least they have the number 1 pick out of it. But yeah, outside that, everything went wrong. The Pete Carroll idea went terrible. The fucking Chip Kelly idea went awful. Geno Smith could not have been worse if he had tried. So, Genty and Bowers had bad years. But you got the guy from Seattle who's a good coach. You're going to get Mendoza. Genty is good, just didn't get to show it. Bowers is the best tight end in the league when he's healthy. You kind of need a receiver. I don't know if they got another. I don't know where their next pick is in the draft. I'm guessing early second. Might be a little fuck there. Maybe you can find a decent receiver in free agency. I don't know who, because there's not a lot worth a damn. Like, Trey Tucker's okay, but he's not a number 1. Like, Tutu Atwell's okay, but he's like a number 2. So, maybe get something decent at receiver. Again, I want to go into the year of Trey Tucker as my number 1, but what do I know? Defense, you're kind of fucked because Max Crosby wants out of there, so good luck with that. So your defense is going to be fucking putrid, but offensively, you should be fun. Mendoza, Genty, Bowers. You're building a great young team. You just need a defense and a receiver, and you'd be actually pretty solid. So, are they going to be good next year? Probably not. I see them getting like 5 wins along those lines, but overall, yeah, I think it's just going to be, let's see how good Mendoza is. Can Genty bounce back? Can Bowers bounce back? Can they hopefully try and build something out of their defense with Crosby gone? Can they get a real receiver? And, yeah, probably shouldn't have traded Jacoby Myers, but and, yeah, see what happens. Let's see how good Mendoza is. That's about the story for the Raiders next year. Still going to be probably the worst team in this division, but again, I see him getting like 5 wins. So we'll see. And then the last team tonight, the Bengals from Wish, when it comes to having a great quarterback who you get murdered every chance you get. The other team in LA, was their big brother right here. The Los Angeles Chargers to close off the night. Um, yeah, what can I really say about the Chargers? They are gonna be pretty mid next year. Herbert's gonna get murdered because you never get him any help. Maybe our Marion Hampton can get better. Lad McConkey's okay-ish. You don't really got a tight end. Oh no, Randy Gatson played okay. So yeah, he turned out. Your defense, you're losing Khalil Mack. It would seem. So that's not a good sign. Um, yeah, they're gonna be pretty ass. I feel like maybe 6 to 7 wins from the Chargers. Herbert can only do so much. Again, another guy just like Burrow, who with help is a top fucking quarterback, but has no fucking help. And yeah, they're probably gonna be the worst one in the NFL again. Their defense is gonna get worse, and Herbert can only do so much. Their season this year, I'd give them a D minus. You made the playoffs, but you embarrassed yourself, and yeah, you're wasting Justin Herbert's career. So, what else can I really say? 6 to 7 wins next year, and that's about that. What do they need? Everything. Fuck. And yeah, there you go. That's the NFC West. Denver should be number 1. KC 2, LA 3, Raiders 4. Same as this year, pretty much. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, I would say as of right now, early predictions. I would say the 4 division winners will be the Patriots, the Ravens, the Texans, and the Broncos. The wild card teams will be Buffalo, Jacksonville, and I'll say KC. So I'll say those are the wild card teams. And yeah, I still say New England's coming out the AFC. Jets and Titans will be fighting for the number 1 pick again. And yeah, there you go. That's the AFC. You see my point? After all that, you see why the NFC is better and going to win the Super Bowl again? Because most of these teams are mid or shit. And yeah, what else can I really say? So, the AFC. There you go. And then to talk about MMA for a quick second before we end this shit, there's one bit of fight news with the card next week. We do got a replacement. Jacoby Smith has a replacement for Seo Kyun Ko. It is Josiah Harold who is stepping in. The good thing about this is this Harold dude did step in a fight a few years ago against Jack Della, but he had to get pulled from it because he had some brain thing that came up and they had to pull him out for. But thankfully he does get the shot now and see how the kid does. So that's cool, and see what happens. That being said, not very much else to be said tonight. I thought it went an hour and a half. I only went an hour and 12. Yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Shout out to Chrome, the legend, my homie, being the only chatter tonight. He's one of the only football fans I have. And yeah, and after the AFC, Sunday we'll do the NFC, which is going to be very intriguing. And I'm excited for that. So the AFC was fun. I invented this idea. And see what happens. We'll see what happens. Maybe if you can tell me if I was right or wrong on your favorite team or any team, I'm down to hear it. And yeah, way too early predictions for next year and all that. Yeah, this is after Sunday, and when I do the AFC, this now will be the last time I talk about the NFL until the draft. So, see what happens. I might get free agency as well, but we'll see. And yeah, I think that's about that. Tomorrow we will do a no UFC yap along, and yeah, that's about that. So there will be a video tomorrow as well, and probably short, so keep an eye out on that. And yeah, not really too much else to say then. So hope everyone had a good week. Happy weekend officially now. And yeah, I was already going to say something which I don't believe I am. I guess the only thing left to say is, as always, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn up some goal by the end of 2026. And as always, RX out. Good vibes only. And always.